Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Today we will be setting up my Mulberry A6 agenda for the month of August. So this is a new series where I'm going to do monthly setups in each of my planners, or most of my planners, based on whatever's going on and whatever planner I'm in at the time. And so I was going to wait to do this video for my Infinite Lotus order to come in, but I only ordered one insert, and it is the reading list insert because I removed my Louis Vuitton medium ring agenda from my list, or from my planner stack, and so I want to move my reading list in here, and it makes sense. This is my reference and list planner. So what we'll do is I'm gonna, like I said, set it up. That's what this video is all about. And I'm gonna show y'all just where I'm gonna put it, because I am gonna create a book section. So I have some notes in my phone that I'm gonna reference just on the setup. So that's something that I just like to do, so that way when I'm playing around with things, I can get an idea of like what I want to do. And so I'll just be referencing this. I need a new screen protector, so ignore that. But you might see me like pull out my phone and reference it. So let's go ahead and jump right in and get started. So we have, for the most part, I haven't switched this up too much, and I don't think we're gonna adjust too many things. So the first section is my inbox and outbox. That's not gonna change. So this is just where I come in and put in anything that needs to be done, potentially long-term, if not, just not immediate. And then my outbox is my calendar, and this is where, again, plans just come in initially. And so this part, again, doesn't need to be changed. It's functional, it works, and it keeps everything in sync. The next part is where I usually switch things up each month, and that's not going to change this month, of course. So what we're going to do is, for the second tab, we are going to add some top tab dividers, and then for the third tab we will. So I have the current setup in the end of month flip for this planner, as well as all my other planners. So I will have that linked below if you're interested in what this used to look like, and we'll kind of dive into it. But for the most part, we're not going to like really focus on it, since I'm trying to just readjust for the new month. So what we're going to do for this first section is we are going to set this up, and this is going to be more, I don't have a real name for it, to be honest with you guys. We're going to add in, like I said, the 3 tabs. So as of right now, I have a new finance section, which I think I added in the last video, and we're still going to keep my finances in here. But with the top tabs, these are from May Paper Co. So I have 1, 2, 3. And so the first tab is going to be my finance section. So this is going to be, we'll use the monthly vellum from Cloth and Paper for this one. I'm gonna save the inbox for a different section. We have July, and I'm gonna keep it in here for reference, just because I like to keep dates, especially when it comes to my finances. And then we have the next 3 months. I have the last 3 months of the year, which I'm actually going to take out because I won't use them. It's hard enough for me to focus on the month currently in place, and since I want to add tabs, I need to conserve space. So we're just going to do the active quarter, and then in September I'll put in the upcoming quarter. So that is the finance section, and then it's just the monthly inserts from Cloth and Paper mixed with the expenses inserts from Infinite Lotus. The next section is going to be my content section, and so that is another new section that we did. And so I have this intentional planning dashboard from Cloth and Paper, which I love, and I think it makes sense to make that the cover for my content section, since my content is focused on planning. And then I just have these inserts from Infinite Lotus that I absolutely love. These are note inserts. I think they're called the minimal, no, they're the grid list inserts. Again, everything, if I haven't mentioned it yet, everything linked below that I can link. So yeah, that is the second section. And then the next section, I believe, is my project section. So that way this section has more of like the important things. So right, to like finance, content, and then this will be projects. So this is where I want to add the inbox. And then right now I have this meeting and notes section with the project inserts paired with the note inserts. And so I just am going to give this its own little area, so that way it's separated. And so that is going to be this tab, and then I'll think of names for them later on. But that is this section, and we'll do a flip at the end. After that, we go into the next tab, which is the third tab, and then this is going to be more of the lists and what we're used to seeing, but this is also where we're going to add a new book section. So I have, again, top tabs from Paper Co. So this first tab is going to be my main list. So we have the tasks and to-dos. This is, I think, the travel dashboard from Cloth and Paper. And then I have order trackers, which go up front. This is like a hiking list of places I want to try. And then just general lists I think y'all have seen. And then some spare list inserts, which I have the minimal, I believe this is called the minimal list, which is the 4 double column and then single column, all from Infinite Lotus. I'm actually going to take this one to the side because we're going to move it, I'm going to need it for my new section that we are going to create now. So that is the list section. And then we have the the middle tab, like I said, barely any sleep. And then this actually came to mind, and I'm really excited to try it out. So as I mentioned, I'm waiting on the Infinite Lotus order to come in, and that is the reading list. So that'll be the front. I don't know what tab divider we'll use. I do need to get that. I think I'm gonna use Archive as the vellum. And then maybe we'll just use this one for, oh, actually, do I not have, I need a dashboard here. Let's get the box of dashboards before I forget. So let's pause. And so I keep all of my inserts and like these boxes that I've gotten from orders from like Dior and Chanel, because these are some sturdy boxes and then I don't have to go buy them. And then they're really cute like on my bookshelves. So if you're new to my channel, that's how I typically store them, but I've been doing this for years. So I have a few things, and this is what I need to organize because as you'll see, everything's just thrown in here. So I have these two. So this is cute. This would actually be really cute for the reading section. So let's do this one. Ooh, actually, and I can pair it with the If Not Now When, because I think that would go well with like my TBR list, which is what this insert's gonna be for. So let's keep it simple. But I kind of like that idea, so we might get back to that. And then, what was the project insert? I might use this Volante dashboard for project inserts. And these are just some old lists that I have that I can bring in, and then just other random inserts that I have. Also have the really cute Mulberry ones, and I kind of want to re-add one in here, especially since I'm already going to have that green one. So we'll find a place for it, hopefully. Oh, I have the Don't Settle dashboard. This is why this needs to be organized. The weekly. Have another one of these. And take these two out to add to my content section, so that way I think I'll have enough for the year. And ooh, I might take this out. Oh no, we'll see. I think that's good. Okay, let's work with this. I'm just gonna put it to the side for now. Okay, so let's scrounge up my mess. Okay, so for the reading section, so again, second tab, put this to the side, that's for content. I have these inserts from Cloth and Paper that I was using when I was going to therapy to like write notes, and I feel like these are just very multi-purpose. And what I want to use them for, because I love the layout, I'm all for making inserts work for you. And even if there is something like this is date, Monday through Sunday, it's meant to be like, I think, daily thoughts. You can use it however you want. And I'm going to use this for somewhat of like book reviews. And I'm really excited for this. And I'll kind of go over with like the current book that I'm reading. But I'm going to add in a few of these. And again, this is something that just like came to mind because I was looking at like different book inserts, and I'm just gonna kind of make what I've been looking for but haven't been able to find. I don't want to put in like the images of the books or anything like that. I don't want to have to print things out. And then, I don't know, there's certain things that I don't want to like add in, but I feel like this will work perfectly for me with what I kind of want to do. So let's see, I kind of want to do 4, 1, 2, 3. So there's 4 of those. So that'll be what's red. And then I have a new TBR system that I just shared on Instagram. So I'm filming this on the 31st, so that way it can be up at the beginning of the month. And so I created last night a little Kindle reading list, or like I updated my TBR. So I just had one TBR list, and then I broke it down into 4 different categories, and I kind of made them alcohol themed. So we'll go over that specifically as we set this up together. But this is what I'll be referencing in addition to like that note. But I'm gonna follow the same thing, and that way if it's in this list, I'll also have the written list here, because I love writing lists, as y'all will know. So we'll set that up, and we'll just do one sheet for now. And then I think this will look really cute and works really well for like reading, right? And then we'll do the archive, since this is more gonna be for, again, that reference, since this is my reference and book planner. I think it just, or book planner. It's not a book planner, this is the book section, reference and list section. And so that works. So now we have, I just wanna make sure this is set up well. So we have the meetings and notes, vellum, and then we have the Michelle Obama page cover. That is for, I think, like the February or March month. And then the note inserts from Infinite Lotus. So that is just my notes section for general notes, anything I want to write down or reference. This new book section, which is going to be called archive, or have the archive vellum. And then, like I said, it'll be archive. We'll have this dashboard, and then the reading list will go up front. And this will probably be one of the thicker options in this, or thicker options, tabs in this planner. So I'll put in those reading list inserts. Then it goes straight to my TBR. I might like tab it so that way it's easier to get to. And then back here will be, I'm pretty much probably gonna only do my Star Wars books. And again, I will show y'all what I have in mind for this, and then I can always switch it up too and do other books that might be like a 5-star read, because I read a lot. I have Kindle Unlimited, so I read a lot, so I don't want to do every single book. But with the Star Wars books, I want to really have these here, so that way I can go back, and if there's something that's like going on, like in upcoming movies or projects, different things like that that I kind of want to reference, I can put the summary, and then that way too would be like a timeline. I'm a huge nerd, guys, if y'all haven't figured that out yet. And I kind of want to do it in chronological order, because right now I'm going through and rereading the Legends series, and it probably won't stay that way, but for the most part it's going to be in chronological order, and I'm going to go by timeline. So if y'all are interested in that, I'll share more in like a post on Instagram, but I know not everyone's going to like geek out with that, but I'm excited for it. So yeah, we have that section, and then like I said, this is the lists. So this is good and ready. So we have that, and so that section is perfect. I'm gonna go back just so I have to go back and forth. Here's where we need a dashboard. So which one do I want to use? So this is project, so this will just probably be like home projects, different things. I don't know if I really want to use them for content, because like my content doesn't get that deep. And then I don't really do collabs anymore, at least I haven't, for multiple reasons. I haven't been, I don't know. As y'all know, like I took a step back when it comes to content, and while I'm stepping it back up, I kind of just like not doing that piece, because it's a lot to maintain. There's a lot to do. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but like right now, it's just not for me. Yeah, but we need a dashboard here. So do I want to use the don't sell? Because I kind of like this one. And it stays a little more neutral. I think that's actually cute. And then I'm putting the inbox here, so that way if it is a project, I can like put sticky notes and stuff. And I think that'd be cute with the background there. Yeah, we'll do this one for... Oh, actually, this would also work really well with the content section. We'll keep this like this. Okay, so that is the projects, and then content. Oh, and then we have these. Okay, so we have 1 month. So we have July, August. This will be September, October, November, December, and then I guess we'll just throw one in for January, February for fun. Or just in case I mess one up and I need an extra. Or I want to move it to my project planner insert. I know where those are at. Okay, so you have that. And then that is good with its own dashboard. Monthly needs a dashboard. So, ooh, this, I want to make sure that pairs well with the tab. So that's something that I like to do just for me because I like the layering. So, like I like how this layers together. So we need to find one that layers well. And I think this is where we'll use the Volante one. So we have the monthly vellum here. And then I think we'll do this. Because I think it'll go good with that. Yeah, I really like that. It's like subtle, but I like it. Okay, so we're good here. And then I think they all have vellums, right? So we have monthly. This one just has this dashboard, which is fine. This one has the inbox. The other ones have something. We have weekly, daily tasks and routines. I'll just put this to the side. We don't need to use this. Okay, so that should be, that's everything that I had planned. Let me double check. Where's my phone? So we had, yeah, so finance, content, projects, and that's the second tab. And then lists, reading, and then notes. So that's this tab. So that's everything that I had planned. And then now let's set up the reading section. So we're gonna go into here. And so like I said, we have a TBR list. So I have these stickers from Top Paper Co., who unfortunately closed her shop, but I got a million of these because they're my favorite. But it's gonna go with like a bar theme. So I was just looking up, I actually use ChatGPT because I love using ChatGPT for everything. Especially when I'm stuck on something and I need help finishing like a thought or just want different ideas. So I was looking at different ways to categorize a TBR list, and I like asked for different titles / like name suggestions. And then one of them was top shelf. And I was like, oh, doing a theme would be really fun and kind of fitting for me. And so I like wrote down a few ideas, and then I was like, okay, so I like this and this. What could I use for like this and this? And then it came up with like a lot of great ones and some not too great, but like I was able to narrow down what I wanted to title each section. So let's do this. And then that was just to organize my Kindle library once and for all, since it's just been there. But then I remembered that I have these happy hour icons, and I had like all the icons that I just chose. Ooh, there's some smaller ones too we could use. I might use those instead of the bigger ones, and that way I have more room to write, because I write kind of big. But here's the big ones just in case. Oh, and these don't have the beer ones, and I need a beer one. Okay, so let's just use the big one. We'll figure it out. Okay, so the goal or the plan / idea with the TBR list is, there we go. We have a top shelf, which is, and let me just, I have the story saved to make it easier. Top shelf, so that's high priority, next read. So those are the books that like I see them or I read something and I'm like, oh wow, I really want to read that one next, because it might be like I found it while I'm reading something else. And so to really help myself stay organized, I put a limit of 5 for the top shelf. So that means these are high priority next reads, right? Like I know I'm for sure going to read that next. And so I don't want to put too many in there because I can only read so many next. I found, or I think, I'm pretty sure I'm a mood reader, and so like sometimes certain tropes just like I'm not in the mood for them, so I don't want to read them, and so I'll go for something else. So that way there's kind of like a mix of what I should read next, and I'm not going through one large like long to be read list and I'm just like, oh okay, I don't remember why I put this in here. So that way I know it's something that I was like, oh, I really want to read this. And these are kind of like out of order. But technically after that, we have the on tap. So that is just the general TBR list. And so that is something that, again, I'm reading, and it might not be what I want to read next, but I know I want to read it. And so that is something that I'm going to add in, or that I'm going to put into that list. And so it's usually tropes that I go for that I really like when it comes to books. And it's something that I know for sure, like it'll be in my like upcoming lineup. And it might be something that, you know, I'm looking for specifically because it's in like one of my favorite tropes. The vintage collection is my backlog. And so this is pretty much anything off trope, or it could be something that I might want to look into more. So if you're a Kindle Unlimited reader, you know that Book Talk really is just a lot of different recommendations. And so this might be something that I saw one post or another, or like I've seen it a lot of times and I like, oh, I want to check that out, or oh, I probably want to read that. Or maybe I'm at Barnes & Noble, because a lot of times I usually only buy books that I really like the author, or that I have read and it's a book trophy, but it's something that I know I want to read physically, like, and have the book in my library. But maybe it's something that I see in Barnes & Noble, it seems interesting and I want to look into. So that's going to be the vintage collection. So anything that I need to like kind of look into more, but seems interesting enough, something that I've just seen multiple times that I want to read. And then anything off tropes. And then this one's not going to have a limit. So this one will probably be the like largest filled one, because it's just going to be everything that I'm just like interested in reading, right? So that is the vintage collection. And then the last one is the reserve selection. And so that is, I'm reading a book and then there's like another book in the series that's coming out that isn't available yet. And that's more of like a, hey, like I can just double check to see what's available and when. And so if it's like I read, for example, Baron of Decay, part of the Forsyth University series, that has book 1 right now. Book 2 you can still add to your list on Kindle, and that's next in the series. I know I'm going to want to read it. Or I like interconnected standalones, and so like it goes through usually like a group of people, right? And so if I know I really like one book, I'll probably want to read the next, because I just know that I like the world, I like, you know, the writing. And so if the next book's coming out, then I want to have that somewhere, and it's easier for me to reference it here. And then it's one long list of things that are coming out. And so when I do check in on that list, I can see if it's available or not, just in case I forgot. Because a lot of times when it's something like that, you add it to your list and then it's just randomly in there, right? Because like other things go on top of it. And then I personally just see it and I'm like, oh, what was that? And then like I have to like rethink or go to Goodreads to remember like what that review was. So that is the categories. Again, I'm really excited about it just because it's, I think gonna really help me stay on top of my reading list, but also I think it's gonna be nice to just have in my planner and in my Kindle. So what we'll do is we'll do top shelf first. So I'm gonna use this one. Since it's top shelf, we'll use a martini. And then let's do the reserve collection. After that, and then we'll do on tap and vintage collection. Yeah, we'll do on tap and vintage collection. So with the on tap, let me see, let's put this here. And then vintage collection, we'll use the wine. See, and then these, again, didn't plan that part out. I wish I did. But I think maybe I just like those emojis because I know I have like these stickers. I don't know. But I have a sticker for each one. I do have a limit for the on tap of 10 for this list, but what I think I'll do in my planner is on the reserve collection, I might put an arrow for when I move it from the reserve list to the on tap list, right? So this way it's kind of like a flowing system. So I have what's next, this is what I'm waiting to read, but more than likely excited to read, right? Because if I'm adding it there, I'm waiting for the next one to come out. And then these are more of like I'm working through the list. So the on tap will have limit of 10. And so as I cross them out, the way I'll cross these out is by moving it to my on tap list in my Kindle. So really excited for the system and to try it out. I think it's gonna work well. Hopefully it works well. But yeah, that is this. And then when it comes to these inserts, let's go ahead and I'm gonna pre-set up one that I'm currently reading for Star Wars. So like I said, I don't want to add images or anything. I might add stickers because I have plenty of like stickers, but I'm not going to use the date. I'm not going to use the Monday through Sunday. Instead, oh, actually, I can probably use some page flags slash pins. Let's grab these from Cloth and Paper. Let's use this one. I might need to cut it, but I could do like that and cut it. Ooh, let's do, separate this. And then I'm gonna cut it with the line, so for the most part. Okay. Yeah, that's cute. I like that. And so that'll separate the two books. And I might just go ahead and set a few up after this video off camera. But what I plan on doing, like I said, so we're gonna put the book name. So first one that I'm reading, I'm going through all of the Legends books, if you're familiar with Star Wars, is Dawn of the Jedi. And let me actually grab the book because I'm going to need to reference a few things for you guys. So this is a Legends book. And so we're going to put title, we're going to put who it's by, and I'm just going to put first initial and last name. And then, please tell me this one has it. Yeah. So the Star Wars books, to help you with where they're at, especially since these Legends, like, most of these books are like years old, but there's publishers who are re-releasing them with a different cover. So like I have all of this cover for all of these, and if you follow me on Instagram, you know I share them pretty frequently. But there is this timeline, and so what I want to do is put in where it's at in the timeline, and that's why I was saying that it's about to get really nerdy in here. So we have the book name, the author, and then I put like year slash like era, so like this type of section where it's where we're at. So I'm literally just gonna copy, since the Star Wars Legends novel timeline, that all have this where we're at. So this is before the Republic, and it tells you like movie wise where you're at. These are Legends, they're not canon, so things do vary, but I like these stories a lot better, I'm not gonna lie. So we have before the Republic. We're gonna put the years. So we're gonna do, we're gonna do this bottom one here. Circa 25793. Okay. And then if I want to add anything else, I think those were like the three things that I knew for sure I wanted to have in here. Oh, I was gonna highlight whether it's Legends or canon, but I know since I'm reading just like Legends right now, I'm not gonna put it, otherwise it's gonna be like Legends, 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 right? And I might just organize it a different way, like have like an indicator or something. But for now, we'll do this. And then over here, I'm gonna put like major plot lines, synopsis. I don't like putting like actual reviews or writing it down. Again, this for me, part of being a reference, is just like a reference of what happened in the book. And then like I said, then I'll have like a full timeline of what happened in the series. So this is me nerding out and being really excited about it. But yeah, that is my new book section. I think that's the newest section, right, that I've added in here. I know it's a deep dive, but we have that set up and I'm really excited for it. I'll let y'all know at the end of the flip how that works out. But otherwise, projects looks good, content looks good. So just to like go over this newish section, each month has its own page. This is all of the ideas or things that I want to film or know I'm gonna film. On the left is the date that it's published, and then the check mark is if it's completed. There have been times where like I just didn't get to it or didn't film it, which y'all know, like sometimes content can go in and out. And then I don't really have too many recurring things. Like I have the planner system stack update because I wanted to make sure that I do it this time. Unless I change something drastic or remove a planner out of the system, I try not to do those too frequently because otherwise it gets really redundant. And so I will mark usually that. And then instead of just putting end of month flips, since that's a recurring series on my channel, I just put ones that I want to make sure that I focus on. And then I got something new, and so we put that in there. So like for August, I know I'll do probably like a planner haul. But something like my cloth and paper subscription box, I might put that in for August because I didn't get it for July. It's just non-reoccurring series that I'm not really putting in here, but I still might, especially since I have the room, I just might add it to the bottom. We'll see. But that's what's up here. And then this will probably vary if I am doing a collab or something, or maybe there's something that's required to be an affiliate somewhere, like a post, I might do that. Put that in here like I did just posts. And then down here I also did like notes and tasks because I was trying to like organize things on my content. I reactivated my TikTok. Just anything content related will go in here, and it'll vary by month, and that's perfectly fine because that's why I have these. There's structure, but it's flexibility within the structure. So yeah, other than that, that is this planner, and then that is going to be it for this video. If y'all have any questions, please feel free to let me know, and thank you guys so much for watching.